Hi guys, it's Autumn, and today I wanted to tell you a bit about probably one of the most important people that's ever entered into my life. Someone who I had the great pleasure of knowing, even though it was only for a year. Most of that year was some of the best moments of my life. Her name was Molly, and this picture, I believe, was taken right when we started dating. So here you go. That's Molly. She was 13 and I was 14. She was new to New Jersey when I first met her, and within less than a half hour, we were like thick as thieves. I mean, it did not take long at all for her to pull out my inner weirdness. She just exuded this wonderful personality. I mean, the way that she was, it was otherworldly. I mean, how funny and caring and loving and artistic. I mean, every aspect of her personality to me, just, I was in awe of. I still am to this day. When I was with her, I didn't have to hide. I didn't have to feel ashamed of who I was. I didn't have to feel like there was something wrong with me, because if this wonderful, amazing person is spending time with me, I can't be that weird, or if I am that weird, at least they're on my same level of weirdness so we can be weird together. That's what we were. We were just this pair of weirdos, and God, she made me so happy. I mean, all of the memories still make me so happy. For a long time they made me sad, but I'm at a point now where I look back on those times and I'm either smiling or just laughing at what silly kids we were, silly little adolescents. Her most defining traits was the love she had of the world. Her artistic ability, her smile, and her laugh. She had an infectious smile and an infectious laugh. If she was laughing, God knows I was laughing. She's one of the few people who ever was able to make me like snort, like full out just laugh my fucking ass off. And all she had to do was just give me a look, and I'd be on the floor rolling around, and then she'd be laughing at how silly I was being. When she loved something or someone, she put her whole heart into it. And I got to experience that. Dating her, it was like, even though I knew she was too good for me, I wasn't spending the whole time being self-conscious. I was just marveling in the fact that I get to spend my free time with this forest sprite in a human body. What I mean by that, she didn't just love nature. She, like, it was almost like she was born from nature, if that makes sense. It was just in her DNA. It was so much a part of her to be in the woods and explore and look for critters and creatures and just love every small little thing, whether it's a pile of dead leaves or a little itty bitty insect. She just, her whole heart was in it. Exploring in the woods with her was amazing. We would always go off the beaten path, and she would lead the way. I mean, she had never been to a lot of these places because they were, off of the trail. We were just, going wherever our hearts decided, but she was always the leader, and she would walk like she knew exactly where she was going. And she would always end up leading me to these amazing places that were so mystical and so full of life and wonder, and God, she made my imagination run wild. I mean, we would go adventuring in the woods, and there'd be like a pile of junk. And we would go over, look at it, and we'd examine it, and we'd pretend it was like, parts of a cyborg or something. I don't know, it was just, I felt free. I felt alive. She had this amazing ability to make you feel truly happy. No strings attached, just happy. No matter what was going on in my life, how bad it was getting, I went over to her house and it all just drifted away. I was just spoiled by the joy she gave me. Molly also was an artist. She would do these drawings that just, they blew me away. I remember this one painting that she did for class in middle school, and it was this painting of jellyfish. And I looked at it. I loved that painting, but I looked at it and I felt like I was swimming with them. And it was so beautiful, and it was in her art that I could really see how she saw life. She also took these wonderful photographs. She had such an eye for composition and finding the perfect angle to take these beautiful pictures that just showed off the beauty in nature. She was silly. She was loving and artistic, and just fully connected to the world. Physical, spiritual, she just, being with her was like hitting the jackpot. I only got a year, but goddamn if that year wasn't filled with some of the best memories. In amongst all of the bad, I had these wonderful moments that overshadowed them. She couldn't make the badness go away because no one could. She came damn sure close. Today she would have been 20. Molly died at 13. She was being bullied quite severely, and it was taking its toll on her. She didn't deserve that in any sense. I think, in a way, people were jealous. Because it's not as though she went out of her way to show off her quirkiness, but even being the silent kid in class, she just exuded this sense of self. She was all her, all Molly. She wasn't trying to be someone else. Obviously, she tried to hide her pain. But she never, ever tried to be anybody but Molly. Losing her, probably the hardest thing. Everything else that I've dealt with pales in comparison. It's been 7 years and I still can't get over the fact that she's not here. Because she should be. It's not fair that she's gone. And for a long time, I was sad for selfish reasons. And angry. But now, I'm sad at the fact that she doesn't get to continue her life and continue to have wonderful moments of joy and continue to have wonderful effects on people, but the fact that she doesn't get to have that effect on the world, that makes me sad. The fact that the world is never gonna know what they're missing. Because they're missing so much. I hold her so closely in my heart. I love her just the same as I did back then. Probably even more now. Because I didn't think I had to worry about a time limit back then. And I took for granted so many of the moments we had, and now that I've had so much time to look back on all of it and really see all of her wonderful aspects, not just the obvious ones, but all of it, it makes me love her all so much more. I wish she was still here. She was one of the best people I've ever met. She was such a caring sister to her brothers, a caring daughter, friend, girlfriend, cousin, acquaintance. She was the kind of person where it didn't take long for her to leave an impact that lasts a lifetime. She was so special. And she didn't deserve to have it all end so suddenly. She was in a lot of pain, and she just wanted it to end, but I just wish she had been able to hold out just a little longer. Because maybe she could have gotten the help she needed, and she could have gone out into the world more confident and mentally healthier and been able to achieve so much. Whatever she had touched was beautiful. And I think if she had been able to make it, the things she would have done would have blown everyone away. And you might be sitting there hearing all this thinking I'm over-exaggerating, or that I'm making out everything we had to be more than it was because I was so young, and because she died so suddenly, maybe you might be sitting there thinking that affects the way I think about our relationship or her in general. But I gotta tell you, you're wrong. You're just wrong. If you had known Molly, you'd be sitting here saying all the things I'm saying, or at least thinking them. Because God, the amount of people also that fell in love with her, my God, she had game and she didn't know it. I mean, she didn't even have game. It was just her being Molly. And when you get to be in the same room as someone like that, you can't help but fall in love. And stay in love for a long time after. Molly was kind and gentle and sweet. She was funny. She was strong. And she will forever be missed. All I can hope is that wherever she is, she found the peace she was finally looking for. And all I can hope as well is that I can do my best to keep her memory living on and to be a person she would be proud of. And to maybe try and use her and her love of the world as an example for how I need to be. I try. I'm able to see the joy and beauty in small things, but I'm still working on it. But I hope I can make her proud. I hope I can live a life that maybe even she would have wanted to live, and that maybe I can live for her. If you're struggling, please reach out. Because the world can't handle losing any more Mollys. And I gotta say, some of the best people, the most wonderful people, the kindest, are the ones who hurt the most. That's all I wanted to come on here and say. Just let all of you know about Molly. Be able to get a little glimpse into the person that she was. the life she lived. Because more people need to know about her. And I hope that I can help more people know about her and try and live their lives with the joy and love that she did. I aspire every day to be more like Molly. And I hope that you do too. Thank you for watching. You are loved, and you aren't alone.